Listening to your music, I came in the world of Melissa Etheridge, Tom Petty, Sheryl Crow, Bonnie Raitt, and in each song I hear the tremendous force of the guitar. It's in the first place about you as two sisters, and also in the first place about guitars. Do you agree?
Yes, you are so kind to make those comparisons. You're definitely shouting out some of our biggest heroes.
God gave Mama a singing voice. Mama passed it down to me. Always with me, near my heart, beating a rhythm with a melody.
Who came up with this title, Blood Harmony?
Rebecca. Yeah, I have a songwriting notebook. Well, technically it's on my phone, where I keep track of song fragments or lyrical ideas, and more specifically titles. I love working off of song titles. And I had wanted to write a song called Blood Harmony for a long time, and I did sense that it had special significance based on how much descriptive language is in it and how much it applies to who we are as a band, that we are sisters and we harmonize, and our harmony definitely stems from our blood connection to one another.
Not only were we very close as children, it's very right that we have now, even in our adulthood, made ourselves a package deal, and there's really no relationship that compares. It's like my business partner, my best friend, and somebody I make music with, and there's a lot of nonverbal communication that's beautiful, and it really works well for this line of work. We can really communicate so seamlessly, and I think that really shows up in the music because we're able to catch a wave together and ride it.
When you sing, I don't sing alone. I say, yeah, I know what I need.
You do write songs, the two of you as well. Is that an easy process while knowing this, as you just mentioned?
That has created some friction for us in the past as sisters. But I do believe that is one of the biggest stones that we've overturned for Blood Harmony. We were able to come together during the writing process and the pre-production process and do things that we've never done before as sisters creatively. Yeah, it's what continues to make our relationship one of the most important things that we have together as people.
Roll like a river, rhythm gonna set you free. You got soul, stand and deliver, shaker than family tree. It's gonna roll like a
How is it for other band members? I can imagine that it can be sometimes quite hard to be part of the band Larkin Poe when there is such a strong duo like the two of you.
Well, I feel like our relationship, definitely has ripple effects, and we really devote ourselves to having a healthy relationship together as sisters, and we are the core of the group, and it'll always be the two of us against the world. But I think in learning how to treat each other well and not abuse each other, I think there's so many examples in which sibling bands have imploded because the siblings can't figure out how to work through their baggage as siblings. But we commit to working through our baggage and fostering healthy relationships, and that expands into the folks that support us. We have loving relationships with our bandmates and with our crew, and that's something that's very important to us, is having good communication, of speaking with respect, having it feel constructive for everybody. That's a big focus for us as an organization.
Okay. The wonderful artist Jeff Healey, blind guy who played the dobro and the slide like a keyboard player, he was still a guitar player.
He's a hero of mine. He's such an incredible player and such a unique style of playing as well.
He was sitting all the time, and you were standing when you're doing the dobro, when you're doing the slide.
Yeah, when I first started playing lap steel, because I started out on dobro, But then when we plugged in and got loud and got drums, got rock and roll, I needed to be able to stand and play because I couldn't stand to sit on stage, because I did at first with the lap steel. For like maybe 2 shows I sat and I was like, I can't do this. So I built a little like holder for my lap steel to kind of retrofit it so that it could be more easily stood with.
How do you look at that while being the lead vocalist playing the guitar, Rebecca? How do you see that while watching your sister?
It's incredibly difficult. It's a very awkward instrument to play with just having essentially one finger. When she holds her metal bar, she has one finger with which to play. And when the lap steel is on, you can't see where your feet are.
Exactly.
So watching her run around and not trip over things and sing in tune and play in tune, it makes me feel like I'm watching the most incredible game of like rub your tummy and pat your head that ever existed. And she does it so gracefully.
I think there's just a lot of faith involved there.
Go on, Faith.
Losing sleep, taking the long road. Digging deep, we're gonna strike gold.
Is that also the basis of each song that you create? First, we start with the balance between the 2 different guitar sounds. Then we add the vocals. Is that the way of starting for you guys?
Yes, I think especially given how much we have played as a duo over the years, and in sitting down together and working out arrangements with an acoustic typically and Megan's lap steel, we have found a way in which we balance one another musically. Like if I'm gonna play low, he's gonna play high, or vice versa. And that is the bedrock upon which we then build the riffs and the vocal melodies and where the harmonies sit in relation to the guitars.
Losing sleep, taking the long road. Digging deep, we're gonna strike gold. Losing sleep, taking the long road.
Thing that struck me very much was the story about your grandfather, Larkin Poe. What's the best story that you have heard of this guy called Larkin Poe?
We come from a long line of folks that have absolutely gone against the grain. The fact that Larkin Poe was consulted by historians at the time following the wars of his era as a on-the-ground eyewitness of sorts.
We're actually talking about the years late 18th century, like 1750, 1760, 1770, something like that. Is that
a bit after that, more Civil War era.
Okay.
He was able to walk the battlefields with historians and help piece together how the battles took place and where they took place, given that he was a local and that it was his backyard in which the fights were literally happening. So I think being able to, you know, as folks that tell stories and try to document events in our songs, to have that also be a factor of the lives of those who have come before, and specifically Larkin, feels very significant.
Blacktop down in the ditches, hitching a ride back to where I'm from, catching secondhand smoke or a Greyhound bus. Pretty or not, baby, here I
Do you often talk about history in your family? Is that a topic?
We actually do have a family historian, which is how we knew that there was a relation between Larkin Poe and Edgar Allan Poe, that they were cousins. So it's very cool to kind of see the trickle down of kind of stories and history throughout our family. I think they're very much people that are interested in stories.
left my soul in the knickerjack. God willing, I'll find my way back.
Our folks raised us to be DIY and to go our own way. And they raised us that way because that's who they were, you know. Both of our mother and our father decided to build the home that we grew up in and to homeschool us. And so I think in their own ways, they lived the example of being independent, of listening to your heart and going where your heart tells you to go, to plot our own course, to go by our own stars. It's always been something that we have just instinctively done. And it's great that we can do it together as sisters, because by our forces combined, there is no mountain that shall remain unclimbed.